On this episode, we're going to talk a little more about leaving a team or whether or not you should join a team or if you can go it alone and go solo. This is a follow-up to episode 222, which was hugely popular with Jeff West just 2 episodes ago. He told the story of how he left his team having only been a buyer's agent for over 6 years, having never listed a home. He left his team, went solo with our team, and completely just started listing everything and became a top producer immediately in his first year solo. And it's awesome. But not everyone is built that way. So I wanted to dive deeper into the whole dynamic here of, do you need a team? Should you stay with your team? Should you join one? All of that. Let's do it right now. What is up, guys? Welcome to episode 224 of the Massive Agent Podcast. I am your host, Dustin Brohm. If you are new to the show, welcome. I am an agent in Salt Lake City, Utah. I have been for just over 11 years, and I am the founder of the Massive Agent Society coaching program for real estate agents and host of the show, which is awesome. And here we are. And you know this because you're listening. So cool. Guys, let's talk about teams. Do you need one? Do you not need one? Are you on one? Do you not want to be anymore? Let's talk about the shit. I'll tell you my story. My first 2 years as an agent, I joined a team. Now it was not a high-powered sales team. You know, when you think of a team, most agents think of these high-powered teams with, 10, 20 agents or more that, they're plastered all over billboards and the sides of trucks and buses and all over, and they sell hundreds of homes a year. Well, most teams aren't like that, okay? There's a lot that are, but those are just the ones we see the most, hence why they do the most business. But I joined a team that was really just my broker and a couple other agents that were like, hey, let's be a team. Let's support this new agent, me, and I'll get into that here in a sec. So here's what I think it's important to give some context to episode 222 with Jeff West. If you haven't heard our episode 2 episodes ago, 222 with Jeff West, go listen to that. He's crushed it. Okay. He was a great, successful buyer's agent on a team up in Oregon, and he just got tired of losing out on listings. He's like, wait, I could have listed this, but I had to give it to my team. And he's like, I don't want to be a buyer's agent my whole life. And he wanted more. He wanted more freedom. He wanted more flexibility. He wanted to earn more income and just have more freedom in his life. Cool. So he did. He made a bold decision to leave his previous team and his previous brokerage all at once. He joined with my team, and I'll explain. When I say team, it's not the traditional sales team. It's more of a team of independence. When you join my massive agent team, you're fully independent. There's no commission split. There's nothing. Like, I'm not your boss. I'm not going to tell you what to do. It's a different dynamic. So there are different types of teams, and I'll get into that here in a second. But when Jeff joined our team, he went solo. He was completely on his own as far as, who's calling the shots and who's responsible to bring the new business in. And he became a listing agent all of a sudden. And he's done very, very well as a listing agent. And I think he's about 50-50, 50% buyer, 50% listing at this point. But he's a top producer. He became an icon agent at EXP in his first year, and he did it again the next year. So he's done very, very well. But there's a little bit more to it, and that's your story. Okay, Jeff's story is great, and I know a lot of you guys related to it and have reached out to him, as you should. But what about your story? Okay, some of you guys are like, oh, that's great, but what about me? What about my situation? So I'm going to tell my story, and maybe you can relate to that, and then I'll give some deeper context on this real quick. So I'm going to talk about who needs a team and who doesn't. Okay. Well, I did. There's a lot of, we have agents join my team, brand new, just got their license. They're not joining a sales team where we provide them leads, where we, make them come into the office and dial for dollars, for 3 hours every day. We don't do that. There's certain things that we encourage you to do, but if you don't do them, that's on you. That's not on us. You're an independent agent who's just joining our unique team structure. We've had agents do that, and in their first year, they start selling homes. And I never hear from them. They just do the work. They do what we tell them to do. They follow the trainings, and they dive in, and they just get to work and sell homes. Cool. I was not that person. When I got into real estate back in 2011, I was so ignorant of how business worked, so ignorant of entrepreneurship. I didn't really realize that I was becoming an entrepreneur. I didn't realize that till a few years later. And that's actually when things started to improve for me quite a bit. But I didn't know my ass from my elbow. And so I joined with my broker at the time. He's like, hey, if you're a new agent, why don't you just come in? There's a few of us here in the office, and, we'll split your commission 50-50, but we'll give you some leads from time to time. We'll give you some business. We'll teach you the ropes. We'll let you shadow us on listing presentations and to show homes and write offers. We'll help you, we'll pay for your signs. We'll pay for your key boxes, all that stuff. And as a brand new agent who literally didn't know my ass from my elbow, okay, I shouldn't have said literally. I do, but I didn't know the Rep C, or the real estate purchase contract, from the super key box. Didn't know. I knew nothing, absolutely nothing. Because as you know, you go get your license in real estate school, they don't teach you jack shit about actually doing real estate. They don't teach you jack fucking shit about how to be an agent day to day. Nothing. They teach you, how many square feet are in an acre, which I'd forgotten, and who really gives a shit, because you can Google it. They teach you meets and bounds, which I've literally never had to know about. It's just a joke. They teach you nothing useful as a realtor. So to my credit, I knew that I didn't know shit. And so I'm like, yeah, 50-50 split, but you'll show me the ropes and I'll have you guys as mentors. Awesome. Let's do that. So I did that. I did that for my first 2 years. And, they were not the high powered sales team that you might expect. There were, the leads were few and far between. It wasn't for lack of trying. They just were not master lead generators. I remember buying Trulia leads and, being in on that, and it was just garbage at the time. It was just pure garbage. So they did throw some business my way, a couple past clients, or a couple referrals they sent my way. And so I actually got some business done in my first year, which was cool, which turned into repeat business later on. And it taught me how to write an offer, and, how to list a home, and how to, go through a transaction once you get it accepted for your buyers. All that stuff I learned, and it was incredible. So I did that for the first 2 years. At nearing the end of the second year, I started to get a lot of business incoming, because people in my sphere of influence started to know, hey, Dustin's an agent, let's reach out. So I got some business that way. And I decided at that point, I'm going to go solo, because the reason that I needed the team, I now know how to do transactions. So I don't really need that. I can pay for my own signs and key boxes. I wanted to keep 100%. So I did. And in the beginning, it was great because I had a bunch of clients, and then it kind of slowly dried out. And I had to figure out, oh my God, how do I, now that it's fully on me, even though it mostly was in the beginning, but it's fully on me to get new business in the door, how the hell do I do that? And that began a very long and stressful and bare or scarce way of living for a few years. I think my first year I think I made like 12 or 14,000 in commission or some shit. Like that was my net. Ridiculous. Like, I'm like, if I made that in a month now, I'd be very upset. Like, I don't know how I'd pay my bills, So just a different time. I was in a different place. I didn't have a family at the time, or, no wife and kids at the time. So it was all about learning. I joined a team because it was all about learning, and it was an investment. I invested 50% of my commission for the first 2 years to the team, investing in the education and the mentorship that they provided. I didn't know that there was any other way to get that. And at the time, I don't really know if there was. That Keller Williams was just starting. I was starting to see a lot of teams at Keller come out, and I'm like, what is this team thing? It's almost like they're a brokerage within a brokerage. Well, that's pretty cool. And it seemed like all the big teams were with Keller Williams, because, they were really pushing that model. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. But that was after I had joined this team, which I thought was like my only option: go solo completely on my own, or give up 50% of my commission for mentorship. Well, now there are different models where you don't have to give up literally any of your commission, and you can get amazing mentorship. That's what we do with our team. That's what we provide when you join the Massive Agent team. No commission split with us at all. Just you get all my training for free. You get mentorship. You become a business partner of mine, all of that, plus all the other amazing agents on the team that you're now partners with as well. You're going to learn from them and level up just by learning what they do, how they do it, the fact that they did it in the first place. And you're like, oh, if that guy who's a full-time firefighter can sell 100 homes in a year by himself, maybe I could sell 50, you know? So being the proximity to the team is super helpful. But I digress. I invested 50% of my commission for 2 years. And then I went solo because I thought I didn't need them anymore to teach me the ropes. Cool. Well, I could have probably used them for another year because there's always more to learn. Like 11 years in, I'm always learning something about a transaction or, real estate law or this tactic or whatever. And I don't care how long you've been in business. If you're one of these agents who are like, I've been selling for 30 years. Cool. You know more than me, hopefully, but you certainly don't know it all. And a lot of you assholes, I'm a 30-year veteran. You think you know it all. You don't. And the moment you think you do, you're losing. You're dumb because it's always changing. There's so much to it. You can't know everything. And anyone that tells you that they know everything, that they'll teach you everything, they're lying because there's no way to know everything. It's just not possible. Okay. So there's my story. I went solo. I struggled for years until I figured out marketing, until I figured out, oh my God, I'm an entrepreneur. I need to market. Marketing is everything. I didn't realize that the most successful agents in the business, they are great marketers. They are great at lead generation. They're great at getting new people to call them, getting new people in the door, so to speak. You could be a so-so real estate agent, just average, right? Hopefully above average, but you don't need to be the best agent that knows all the little tricks and strategies and memorized all the different contracts and all the addenda. No, hell no. You need to be the best at getting new clients in the door. You need to be found the most. You need to be seen the most online. You need to be seen the most in your community. You need to be the most recognized and the name that's on the tip of everyone's tongue. That's how you dominate and sell hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of homes a year. That has nothing to do with your skill as an agent. Yes, you have to be good, but you don't have to be the best. McDonald's doesn't have the best hamburgers, but they are the biggest, most successful hamburger business in the world, aren't they? I think their food is pure shit. Like it's absolute garbage. It basically rots you from the inside is what it does. And it doesn't even taste that good, but they sell more burgers than anyone on planet Earth. It's not because of the quality. It's because of their marketing. It's because of the branding, the name recognition, all that stuff. So there you go. Be the McDonald's of real estate, only with better burgers. You guys know what I mean. I'm getting texts. Maybe I should turn off my notifications here. Yes, I should. Okay, so let me talk about who doesn't need a team. Okay, because we have had agents. We have Michael in Dallas. We have Brian up in Edmonton, Canada. We've had Spencer in Orem, Utah. Daniel here in Salt Lake. We've had a bunch of agents join and thrive. Okay, but you need to know who you are. If you need hand-holding, if you don't know your ass from your elbow, if you're like, I need somebody in person who I can sit next to in a cubicle all day, every day and ask them questions, then you might need a sales team. And if you have no confidence in your ability to get new clients, see, this is where you need to be honest. And I'm trying not to say this with any judgment or any, without loading it at all, but you need to know. Look, sometimes we shoot ourselves. Sometimes we have limiting beliefs that hold us back. Sometimes we're like, well, I don't think I can do this, when you really can. Like if you really take a step back, you have some influence with people, you have a decent network, you're liked and respected by them. If that's the case, you can be successful as a solo agent. You can. But if you're starting at zero, you have no network, you have no business sense, you have no knowledge of anything at all. Maybe you've been flipping burgers at McDonald's your entire career, and now you're like, oh, I'm going to sell homes, and you have no network. Nobody knows you. You don't really have any. You're not respected by your network yet. I wasn't at the time, not really. I I just wasn't. I didn't have a lot of credibility with my contacts. If that's you, then maybe you do need a team because they can take you under their wing, show you the ropes, speed up the learning curve, and provide you business. It makes a lot of sense. If you want to sell a bunch of homes, go to the group, the team that's selling the most homes and join them and learn how they do it. That makes a lot of sense. Not everybody needs that, or at least you don't need it forever. So a lot of you guys reached out about the Jeff West episode 222, because you're kind of right there. You've been with a team and you're like, well, should I leave and go solo? But then you're scared. You're like, oh my gosh, then I don't have the safety net of the team paying for Zillow leads. Then I don't have the safety net of, those leads that pop into my CRM each day. And look, some of you guys need that, but I think most agents, you are capable of getting your own business. You just need somebody to hold your hand and show you how. You need a mentor, you need a roadmap, you need accountability, but you don't necessarily need to split your commission and join a team and do that whole thing and almost be an employee of theirs. You don't need to do that to get mentorship, coaching, guidance, the roadmap, all that stuff. You don't. There are many other business models out there, many other teams that creates a team structure with no commission split. It's all mentorship, coaching. If you plug in or not, it's totally up to you though. That's how my team is structured. That's why we do well, is we attract entrepreneurs. We attract people that are like, you know what? I know that I can do this. I just don't know how yet, but I'm going to join with this group. And just by being around people doing it, I'll learn, because everyone's like-minded. Everyone is growth-minded. Everyone is willing to share, willing to contribute, willing to, open the kimono, so to speak, and just lay out the roadmap. So if you think you can thrive in that environment, look for a team like mine. And I'm not saying you must join the Massive Agent team. I'm not saying that. Some of you should. I believe it's the best option out there for a lot of agents. But if it's not for you, find something else structured similarly. I'm not the only team leader that has a team like this. There are a lot of them out there. So just look. Is it a true traditional sales team that asks you to split commission and it has office hours and certain things that you must do? Or are you just linking arms with people and partnering with them? They're not taking a commission split, but just by linking arms, you're able to get proximity to those who are crushing it at a level you want to reach. Different. Team is the best word for it. That's why I say team for both. But what we have built and what similar models have built, it's a true team. Like, we work together. We have a few different meetings and calls every week and trainings and coaching where, we get together, where everybody's independent, everyone's separate doing their thing, even though we do have some of our agents who have built their own sales teams within, which is cool. But everyone's kind of on their own, but everyone's helping each other, and we're all literally functioning as a team, but just not in the traditional commission split sales team kind of way. So those are the different types of teams, and you just need to know which one you need. I think a lot of agents, it makes a hell of a lot of sense to join a sales team, a true sales team in the beginning. But after a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, it depends on you. At some point, I think it makes sense to go solo, because you're going to save a lot of the commission that you're having to split with the team. And when you can link up with people who literally only get compensated when you sell homes rather than, when there's commission split, cool. They get compensated when you sell homes. Yes. But when you cannot have to split any commission with your team, but then they do get compensated from the brokerage whenever you sell homes, all they're concerned about is how do they get you to sell homes as fast as possible? Because that's literally the only way we make money. That's the only way I make money with my team. Is I want them to crush it. I want them to sell a crap load of homes as fast as possible. So because I have no other compensation for having these agents, I want to get them from A to Z as quickly as possible. That's it. It's a beautiful model. It doesn't cost it, it doesn't take any more money out of your pocket other than what the brokerage split is or may be, depending on which one you're looking at. But then when the team doesn't take any more, that's more money in your pocket, and you get all the upside of a sales team. So once you've had the true sales team for a little while and you've had that experience, then you may consider going solo. Okay. And you can then join a team of independents or just go completely solo when you don't want any bullshit. You're just like, leave me alone. I don't want coaching. I don't want mentorship. I don't need it. I'm all good. I don't care. Just leave me alone. Cool. You go do that too. You can literally define what you want your days to look like, what you want your career to look like, what you want your compensation to look like. You can define all of it, and you can find a brokerage or a team or a model that will fit your desires. It'll fit your desires. But first you have to know what you want and know what else is out there. So there you go. There's some context. Jeff has absolutely thrived. He went solo, but he joined our team of independents. He's a solo agent. I never told Jeff what to do. I've never said, hey, you need to respond to these leads. We've taught him some stuff. We've shown him, hey, here's some Facebook campaigns, or I've linked him up with my mentor, Clayton, who sells, 700 homes last year, I believe. And I forget I want to say 160 million in production or something. And Jeff is now building a sales team. And so I've linked him up with Clayton, who's a business partner of mine and now a business partner of Jeff's. And Clayton's just like, okay, here, follow this playbook. And now Jeff is building out his sales team, but he started solo and independent. And he'll always be independent with us. So that's out there, guys. You just need to define what you want. I talk to so many of you guys on Instagram that are with a sales team. You're a buyer's agent, you're a listing agent, whatever. Or maybe you do both with your team. Maybe your team allows you to do both. Totally cool. But you want to leave. You're tired of giving them an extra 30% or 40% in commission or more. But you're like, I don't know. I've never done it on my own. Well, I promise you, there are hundreds of thousands of agents who have done it successfully. And all you need to do is do what they did. And you can learn that stuff. So don't sell yourself short by thinking, oh, I can't survive on my own. I believe most of you listening are fully capable of doing that right now. Some of you, like me, need help from a team in the beginning, but at some point you are ready to leave the nest. They've taught you well, they've built your skills, and time to leave. Okay, that's what sucks about the traditional sales team is if they do their job well, they build great agents. Now those great agents don't need the team anymore. So it's kind of this catch-22. We don't have that with our model, but most traditional ones do. It's because we're solo and there's nothing to leave. You're not leaving. There's no commission split to get rid of with us and others like us. You just don't have that shit. So I don't want to see you guys sell yourself short, but I want you to be realistic. Are you so green that you know nothing and you know you'd fail if you went solo? If so, join a sales team. Join a sales team immediately. But then also be thinking of, begin with the end in mind. At some point, do you want to be solo? What does that look like? Do you want to just be a listing agent? Do you want to just be a buyer's agent? Do you want to do both? Do you want to have a team of your own? Whatever. But to start defining that now, and then look to those who have already built what you want to build, or look to those who have a lifestyle. This is so important. Don't just look at production numbers. Production doesn't mean shit. Because you don't know how much came from the team leader. You don't know how much they're actually profitable. Look at lifestyle. Who has a lifestyle that you aspire to have, that you aspire to have one like, and then follow their lead. Figure out how to mentor, get mentored by them or partner with them. Link up with them. If they have a team, maybe you join that. I don't know, but find somebody who has a lifestyle that you aspire to and a business you aspire to, and work with them and just do what they did. It's simple. It's not necessarily easy, although it becomes easy, but do what they did and you'll get similar results. Similar results. Jeff West was a buyer's agent for 6.5 years on his team. And one day he's like, I need more. So he left, he went solo, he started listing homes. He sold fewer homes his first year, but he made over twice as much money and had flexibility and freedom like he never had before because he was kind of an employee of his team. So, guys, if you are unhappy where you're at, you don't have to be. My whole point of this is to impress upon you that if you are unhappy or unsatisfied or unfulfilled where you're currently at, it doesn't have to be that way. There are so many other business models, so many other team structures, so many other things that you could do so that then you start getting the results that you actually want, not the results that the industry tells you want. If your goals are all how many units can I sell, those are your team's goals, because your team makes money every time you sell a house, right? Well, most other teams do, but there's also like if that caps pretty quick, and then we just want you to be successful, because then you're going to stick around and it's good for everybody, right? Be honest about what you want. Please be honest about what you want. It took me a long time before I gave myself permission to define what I wanted my career to look like, and before I saw the path to it. I believe what I'm currently doing is perfect for what I want. I could start a sales team and have buyer's agents and listing agents and work with clients and do commission split and all that stuff. I don't want to. It doesn't fit the lifestyle that I want. So I chose to go a different route where I have a team of independents that I'm a coach and a mentor and a business partner of them, and I help them to crush it. I don't need to sell a house. I don't care if somebody looks at my Zillow or my stats and they're like, this guy doesn't sell houses. Yeah, by design, I try not to. Like, I sold my house recently, but that's it. I don't want to. It doesn't fit the lifestyle that I want for myself. So I defined it, and now I took a little bit of a pay cut in the beginning when I stepped out of production to build what I'm currently building. But now it's like I can't imagine where I'd be if I had just stayed in comfort, stayed in familiarity and safety, had I not been bold enough to take a step into something new. And I was not doing it blind, and I wasn't doing it all by myself. I had people who they were holding my hand through it. They were guiding me through it because they had already done it. And so I just followed their lead, did what they said to do, and pretty soon the results started to come. And I'm super grateful that I've done what I've done and built what I've built. And I'm super grateful for the team that we have. The team that we have, I learn from them. I'm inspired by them. You guys listening who are part of my team, I cannot tell you how much enjoyment I get and how much it lights a fire under my ass on our team call every week. When you start sharing your wins, nothing fires me up more. Nothing gets me going more than hearing your wins. I'm at the point where fulfillment is super important, and I figured out a way to have the income come with it. The more impact I can make, the more impact I can make on others, the more money I make. That's a beautiful thing. You can get there too, but whatever you desire, whatever your goals are, make sure they're your goals. Usually number of homes sold is, for most people, if they're being honest, they don't give a shit. They just want to make the money. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to make $1 million a year, would you rather do that with 10 homes sold or 100? I'd rather only sell 10 and make $1 million. So just be honest about the goals, and then be bold enough to reach out and find out who has what I want, who has done what I want, who has already built the thing that I want to build, who has a lifestyle that I aspire to, and ask them, hey, how can I be a part of it? How can I do this too? Those that are bold enough to do that will win. You will win. Guys, I appreciate it so much. Appreciate you listening. Make sure, if you haven't yet, make sure you go hit up Follow Up Boss for the 30-day free trial. If you're going to be growing, if you're going to be scaling, you're going to be getting all this new business, you better be able to handle it, and you better not let business fall through the cracks. So we've partnered with Follow Up Boss, the best CRM for real estate agents. I don't even think that's debatable. They're going to give you a 30-day free trial because you listen to this show, because you're a Massive Agent listener. You're going to get a 30-day free trial of Follow Up Boss. All you have to do is go to massiveagentpodcast.com/followupboss, and you use that link. You'll get the 30-day trial. They don't even ask for a credit card. No credit card required. Make sure you use it, test it out, because then you're going to have the tools that you need once you start going down the path to build the thing you want to build. You're going to have the tools. You're going to have the platform. You're going to have the resources you need to actually build it and not have shit fall through the cracks, which sucks. That's how you make progress quickly. So go hit up Follow Up Boss for the 30-day free trial. Don't worry about having your credit card handy. They don't ask for it. Do that. Be bold. Reach out to those who have a lifestyle you want. make sure you do it. Don't do it next year. Don't do it next week. Do it freaking now, because we all know how I'll do it tomorrow ends up being 5 years later, if ever. Appreciate you guys listening. Go take action. Have a great week.